Hello again, Milwaukee Bucks fans. Welcome back to Bucks Latest, presented by fanarch.com. I'm your host, Dean Simon. Please consider liking, subscribing, and turning on post notifications to stay up to date with all the latest Milwaukee Bucks trends, rumors, topics. Anyways, we have a lot to get into today, so we're just going to jump right into it. Giannis to the Raptors. This possible trade destination for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, the trade destinations in total keep getting more and more questionable every day, and the Toronto Raptors are the latest team that's kind of been under the microscope recently with regard to a Giannis deal, as crazy as it sounds. And in a league-altering blockbuster trade proposal, Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus suggests that the Raptors could take part in a 4-team trade with the Bucks, Lakers, and Bulls to land the legendary forward. Listen to this haul. The Bucks would net for Giannis in this deal R.J. Barrett, Grady Dick, Chris Boucher, Jacoby Walter, Gabe Vincent from the Lakers, the number 9 overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, 3 additional first-round picks, another 4 first-round pick swaps, and a second-round pick. Unreal. Toronto gets Giannis, the Bulls Jalen Smith and Javon Carter, the Lakers pick up Jakob Poeltl from the Raptors and Lonzo Ball from the Bulls, and the Bulls receive Dalton Knecht, Jared Vanderbilt, Shake Milton, all from the Lakers, the Raptors A.J. Lawson, and $20.5 million in trade exceptions. What an unbelievable deal for Giannis Antetokounmpo to land in Toronto. Trading Giannis for a guy like R.J. Barrett wouldn't necessarily be out of left field because the Raptors reportedly were looking to trade Barrett prior to the deadline this past year in a deal for Brandon Ingram, but they instead found another workaround and got it to be for Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and they kept R.J. Barrett around. But reports have indicated that R.J. Barrett is not safe in his home country and playing for the Toronto Raptors. So will the Raptors be looking to get rid of R.J. Barrett? Will they field him or throw him in offers for Giannis to pair up with Scotty Barnes and run Toronto for the next half decade or so, and for Scotty Barnes to continue that on possibly as a championship contender by that time? Who knows? But Giannis heading to the Raptors, you have to admit that it seems a little bit far-fetched, regardless of if R.J. Barrett and, 8, 9 first-round picks come back in that deal from these other teams as well. And, of course, the Lakers would get involved in this because they would see the Bulls as a pretty good partner for a deal to get Lonzo Ball back. It seems like a fairy tale for the Lakers to be able to get Lonzo back and reunited with LeBron in a deal like this. He's a perfect guard for what they do or what they want to do going into next season. So it would make sense for the Lakers to want to jump in on this deal and also get Poeltl from the Raptors as an extremely solid center addition, because everyone knows that they've been sorely needing front court presence in the paint. So the Bucks, though, getting back R.J. Barrett to kind of be the centerpiece of things moving forward, it's not a terrible idea. Me personally, I really love R.J. Barrett and his game. When he got to Toronto, he proved that he could be, quote unquote, the guy. Maybe not the guy that leads to winning in Toronto, but individually he can put up stats, put them up efficiently. He can give you 25, 5, and 5 a night pretty easily. And I kind of knew that R.J. Barrett had that talent in him from when he was in New York, and that being given a more expanded role with the Raptors would do good for him. So going to the Bucks wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, along with Grady Dick and Jacoby Walter and a bunch of first-round capital. It gets you back on track for the future, gives you a star for both the present and the future, and at least gives you an entertaining team to watch in the present. So Giannis to the Raptors, as crazy as it may sound, who knows? Maybe there's something to it. Moving forward, the Bucks, according to recent reports from Fanside, it's Dalton Sell, the Bucks' next big kind of project player could be one that participated in 22 games for them this past season and only played about 3.9 minutes. It's Stanley Amude, who was brought in last season with some hype around him, especially because of his shown skill that he provided at the G League level for the Wisconsin Herd. He only scored 0.7 points and shot 19.2% from the field in his extremely limited action for the Bucks at the NBA level, but he did show promise at the developmental level in a short 10-game stint with the Herd. He averaged 18.7 points, 4.5 rebounds. He knocked down 37% of his 7.3 attempts from three-point range. I mean, Sell believes that Umude can be an intriguing player moving forward for the Bucks, and it's hard not to agree based on his size and length, aside from the statistical improvements that he's shown. And because he looks like a tall 6'6", he's definitely got some length to him. He's about 6'6", 210, 215. He's got some weight to him. He's a good catch and shoot threat. It's hard not to agree with Sel, and his proven ability to both score and defend at the G League level could definitely put him in conversations to move up to the NBA level on a more consistent basis with the Bucks next year, especially with things hinging on Giannis's immediate future. Will he stay? Will he go? Will the Bucks look to enter a rebuild next year? If they do, Umude can definitely be a part of that for the short term. Maybe he can prove some things moving forward as to why he should be a bigger part of the rotation going into 2026, 27 and moving forward. But that is a question or a situation for more down the line. If Umude can prove himself next year, if the Bucks pick him up for the 2025-26 season on a potential two-way contract, it'll give him a chance to shine at the G League level, but also prove in short spurts that he can compete with guys in the NBA. But anyways, we have a new update on Taurean Prince, who, according to SB Nation's Brew Hoop and writer Finley Cool, the Bucks' elite three-point shooter will have a very impactful decision to make in the coming months as an unrestricted free agent, and the Bucks could look to bring him back because, again, of his incredible shooting ability. He placed third in the entire NBA in three-point percentage, shot it at 43.9%, a ridiculous figure. But according to Brew Hoop, Prince may remain a relatively cheap option, surprisingly so, on the free agent market, as he's predicted to receive offers from prospective suitors around the NBA of about $3.3 million in annual salary, and that's a deal that the Bucks, you would imagine, could presumably hand to the 31-year-old who has shown time and time again that while he may not be a focal point of a team as like the sixth guy or seventh guy, he is the eighth guy that you need on a title contending team, simply due to his three-point shooting ability, his serviceable defensive capabilities. Taurean Prince has proved to be a solid role player in the NBA, and as the third place shooter in the NBA, shot it at 44% from three. Who wouldn't want him on their bench? And the Bucks, especially if they choose to bring Giannis back, or if they are afforded the luxury of bringing Giannis back, if he agrees to come back, Taurean Prince could definitely be a guy that stays around, that helps him compete for a title in the present, and could stick around for the foreseeable future, in my opinion. I'm a very big Taurean Prince believer. He's always just looked incredibly solid to me on both ends of the floor every time I've watched, and yeah, I would love to have him back on a pretty cheap deal. If the Bucks could get him back on around like a $2.5 million, $3 million deal annually, I don't see anything wrong with that outcome. But finally today, our last bit of news is that as the Giannis trade saga continues to roll along, a former legendary center and four-time NBA champion, Shaquille O'Neal, he recently came out and spoke on Giannis's potential departure to another team this summer, but he did make sure to warn the Greek Freak that he should stay away from big market teams like the Lakers, like the Knicks, in pursuit of winning a title outside of Milwaukee if he were to depart. Instead, Antetokounmpo should use the status of the Bucks as being a small market team as leverage, because he could know very well that he is really all the Milwaukee Bucks have at the moment. And O'Neal recently told Yahoo Sports, I would tell him that probably throwing in his face a bigger market doesn't matter. Social media is the market now. Giannis has made a name for himself on social media. You got to LA, and now 50% of your contract goes to taxes, more pressure, and more stress. Being that he's in control of that ship, he should go upstairs and be like, to the Bucks front office, I want to see all the free agents, I want all the phone numbers, I'll talk to them. He should bring people to him. And then he later went on to say that when he was coming up, it was a small market. It's too small. You probably need to go to a big market. I took the pain through that, through his move from Orlando to the Lakers. But now every market is the same. Nobody cares what city you're in anymore. This ain't the 90s. So Shaq could definitely be right in this assumption, or with this take, because Giannis certainly makes up for plenty, or makes up plenty of the Bucks' revenue, as a small market organization. And due to this, it's likely that Giannis uses the threat of him leaving for a big market team like the Lakers, like the Knicks, like whoever. He could use it as a pretty great bargaining chip to get the Bucks front office to kind of sit down and pick up the phone and attempt to make some splashy moves in an effort to build a true title contender around Giannis, the 2021 NBA Finals MVP, a guy that's proven that he could lead you to the mountaintop before. He could get the Bucks top brass to really get focused on making moves and supporting the guy if he does choose to stay, and use that kind of leverage to help the Bucks compete. So yeah, that'll be it for me today. Thank you very much for watching the latest episode of Bucks Latest, presented by fanarch.com. I have been Dean Simon. Again, please consider liking, subscribing, turning on post notifications to stay up to date with all the latest Milwaukee Bucks trends and rumors and updates. So thank you again very much for watching, and go Bucks. See you in the next one.